And let me get out some of my notes and go over some of my stuff. Also, I'm going to give you a guy on the website for the people who, I know the people in Philadelphia was introduced to him last year, but I'm going to give you a guy on the website named Joseph Cipollone, also, that some of you need to be accessing also, because even in my views and different things, and also you don't think I'm a crazy person, I'm not necessarily alone. And you read that, and even this white boy is battling with a lot of things you're going to find out there in actuality. There's a white boy from Australia that's dealing with a lot of this particular stuff, and his name is Joseph Cipollone also too, and he's on the website. You can get a lot of his, you can download a lot of his newsletters as well as some of his articles. There's some of his articles also too. But I'll give you that www.com number. Some of the people, that's got access to the web, which in this particular time, ain't no big deal. Most people do. I know somebody that does. That's the AL. And link dot March 99, so it would be March 99.htm. And that's the way you do it. This is one from late 97. And get the name of the guy is let me see if I can spell this right. This is what he goes by here. It's Joseph Cipollone, but what he has on the actual newsletter. And he has up-to-date information, which is very key because there's a cult war going on right now. You can get a glimpse of that cult war in a movie called Pie. Rent the movie Pie. Which we'll deal with also too. Anyway, this is the guy. This is one of the guys on the internet to actually access. Is Joseph Cipollone. He's what is called a Gnostic. He's been studying the Gnostic text for quite some time and talks a lot of shit. But he's basically in a battle with other white New Age groups, So it's a whole battle going on. And it's not just that; there's a whole war going on with him versus people like the Celestine Prophecy people, Elizabeth Clare Prophet, as well as you got the OTO. You got Kenneth Grant out of England. There's a fight with what is called the Typhonian OTO. They are in a fight with another faction of a particular group, which is the basic staunch Crawley believers, and then you also have all other esoteric groups also fighting against Jews, so it's a whole war going on, which is very key because it's also said, because this is not just a war on the lower levels, if you understand, based on the people who are being run by the secret society. which would be the whole Clinton thing. There's also a war going on within the secret society. You see what I'm saying? If it's not necessarily a physical war, it's a war based on tempers and intellectualism and basically mean-spirited name-calling, as well as other things. And it could be some stuff based on death, because you know that happened also with the group out of Switzerland back in 1994. You know, the white people ended up dying, and it was a spin-off of a Crawley group, a OTO group. And I say that because it was also that Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that you'll know that the end is here when there's infighting amongst the elite. You see, you on? Yeah, when there's infighting amongst the elite. But on the other hand, but on the other hand, we know that the whole infighting is going on based on the Clinton and the whole Democrat and Republican thing. But then again, on the other hand, we understand that that's only a ghost thing. That's only something that's being run by some higher people. But then again, by some higher people or their particular boss. So the information that's going on with this particular guy here, his particular newsletters, as well as other people, is literally an adventure into that world. You literally tap into that world of what's going on in the occult world, as far as them fighting like cats and dogs also too. As well as a lot of other things that's also going down. So I guess we can. Yeah, we might as well just go ahead and just pump it on up. Let's see, and let me get out some books as well first. Yeah. Is the Queen translated? You see what I'm saying? Let me get out my notes. Hell, that's what I need to do. Let me get out my notes first, and then we can start this thing up.
Yeah, that's clear.
Yeah, okay. Let me get out my notes. Okay, hold on 1 minute.
We have last night's lecture available with Hemmitt on YCK, which is a very good lecture. Most of the tapes we sell, there'll be another one back there, it's on CD. I'll put some of the lectures on CD. A lot of the money I can make off the tapes and the videos and the lectures go right back into it. Keep bringing students like this to this community. And we're working on new spots. And these new spots cost a lot more money than the dentist. They want us out of the dentist. They don't want any type of metaphysical. This is what I was told personally. So please try to support the vendors who come at the table back there. And Bobby is going to be talking about the Black Sabbath and the Chaos Code. So all the way from New Atlantis, Georgia, Bobby Hemmitt.
As we go on, like I said now, I don't really like to plug anything and all, but like I said, some of the information that we're going to be dealing with also too is in the 2 books, as well as some things on the counterfeit spirit. So if anybody's interested in those particular books, you can either come up now, you can come up during the break and get some of these, get the ones, because it's the 2 things on Titan 1 and Titan 2. Basically, actually to get into this particular thing, what you saw with the Bill Clinton impeachment was something that is greater than what you really think it is. And I'm going to explain what was actually happening. Because as you know, these people met on 2 Saturdays to impeach this man. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, it's almost like right after Christmas, after they so-called impeached him, they just let him go. So it also means if a person is that vigorous in trying to impeach this man and trying to go through this particular thing, or go through this particular ritual, you see what I'm saying? The end result does not doggone coincide with the beginning. It doesn't line up. How is it that these people almost went to hell and high water to impeach him, and then all of a sudden literally, they don't even go and sanction the man. They just go, well, you free to go. That means that their goals and objectives was met. And then you must understand what's really going on based on there's nothing out here done based on something that he really screwed around and all that kind of stuff. Everything is done based on the greater mystery, basically occult type of information or occult type movements, occult type rituals, because they're getting their orders from their boss. Now everybody knows, most of the people should know at this particular time that the government is not necessarily run by the government. So therefore, if they got an impeachment going on, there's got to be something greater. And so that's what we need to get into tonight as far as what actually went down. What actually went down. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put all this here over here. And put all this over here. And what we're going to do, got my notes lined up. And there's so much going down, I guess we just got to start from square one. You see what I'm saying? Start from square one. And like he's saying, I believe there's a conspiracy in New York to literally stop people from speaking in the aspect is everybody's having problems finding places. You see what I'm saying? Either the place is too high or either, you see, they just telling you straight up that you can't come back in. We know that this whole thing started with the whole slave theater type thing. So we know for the simple fact that they was kicking the slave theater out every other month. You see what I'm saying? Automatically in the boys, that we know that in actuality that there's a drive to stop consciousness in the inner city, not just here, but in Atlanta. Take for instance. Now we had one of the baddest radio stations in the country. We could get on there and say what the hell we wanted to. You see what I'm saying? Radio Free Georgia. Then all of a sudden 99 came in and they literally got rid of all the speakers. The sister that I was with for years, Sister Afrikidi, she ended her show the first of 99. But my point is, meanwhile, white talk radio is #1 across the country. You see. And not only that, they get on there and say what the hell they want and talk all kind of shit. You see what I'm saying? But on the other hand, this thing is being shut down all over the place. Not just like they ended your talk radio, what, a couple of years ago?
WLID,
you see what I'm saying? They cut all that down and stuff. Mm-hmm. So now white people, there's more talk radio. Yeah. Black people is more music, less talk. That's the foot going all over the fucking country. Mm-hmm. More music, less talk. Right. When if anybody's talking, it's us. But that's the key. Talk radio is huge around the country, but when it comes to us and all, they shut it down, whereas I can't even get on the spot nowhere in the country. I was in Chicago a month and a half ago, and sure enough, the brother said, we were going to get you on the radio, and I already knew, leaving Atlanta, that the guy was going to call, or he wasn't going to call and say some stuff, you know. Because as soon as the brother shipped a little resume over, you see what I'm saying and all, that was it. You see, the brother didn't even call. I've been trying to get on the radio here since 93, nothing. You see what I'm saying? I was on the radio in Philadelphia one time, we just literally came in and they didn't know who the hell I was. So I came up in there, but that was it. You see what I'm saying? We had to do the same thing in Detroit one time. I just came in and they said, oh yeah, you know, shit, the DJ was wondering what he was going to say, so he was glad to have somebody, you know, to fill in. But after that, so this is the key that's going on all over the country, you see, as well as the places here. So now you don't even have the venues no more. The stuff is all shut down because it's on and it's got Giuliani, but his boss and everybody else is saying, look, they cannot even have the spaces available now. You see. So if you're conscious, if you know anybody that's conscious, it is imperative that in actuality they give up some space and come down on the prices and stuff. And the simple fact is, this is our form of education now. You see. Education. So we know that they won't even let Burke come back, right? You see, so based on the way things is more than likely, you know, we're gonna be out of here. And all, but that's just the way it is. I mean, it's going on all over the place. All over the place. So this is very key. And then you got these other people, man. These other people want to charge an arm and a leg, because some people just basically don't see the value in nothing. You see what I'm saying? Positive or whatever. Whether it's Michael Jackson or Lauryn Hill or Michael Jordan want to do, they probably give them the place for free. You see what I'm saying? But that's where the values are, in ignorance. So it's just the way it is. But it goes to tell you what type of time we're actually dealing with. So now, let me get my libation list out, and we can start pouring libations. And I got everything else. And we can go from there. Like I said, get my libation list. A lot of this particular stuff I'll get down the road, but we'll deal with this thing. Let's give the ancestors and the gods their particular nourishment. And like I've been saying, the libation list is also for what is called psychic detectives, which when the 49 people killed themselves, the Heaven's Gate people, up comes a guy by the name of Courtney Brown, who was a remote viewer from Emory University. And remote viewing is basically psychic spying, which they learn how to spy on you miles away in the same city, and they can literally tune in. That's what the tuning was you saw in Dark City, you see. So they can literally tune in. So basically, you also pour your libations also in family meetings, basically, for the simple fact you don't want nobody tuning in and hearing what you got to say. They're going to get it anyway. We just don't want them to say it. We just don't want them to hear it at the actual moment. You see what I'm saying? But they're going to get it as soon as the lecture's over, because that's the policy of some people that's working for them, is to come and buy up all the conscious videos and ship them off to these particular places. You see what I'm saying? These particular places. So they was on Art Bell of the month. The other month was the guy on there, which is Courtney Brown's boss. And in so many words, they were saying, we remote viewing Satan. We know that who this Satan fella is, and we remote viewing Satan. Well, anyway, first of all, they're not talking about no white person. You see what I'm saying? One man's God is another man's devil. And the only motherfucker talking about the devil in a timely fashion, as you know, is me, when we deal with the type of science. So I already know what the deal is, because they even went as far as to say, well, this guy's from a small town in South Carolina. You see? And on Art Bell show. So what it is one man's God is another man's devil. Now, they're not remote viewing me shit. They just go and get the tapes. They got all the tapes, man. They get everybody's tapes. So that's, they don't even have to remote view people. Hell, the niggas will send them the tapes for free. You see what I'm saying? So we understand the lingo and all, so it means that everybody's under observation at this particular time. Before we pour the libation, I want to say this particular thing, because it's interesting, because 2 Saturdays ago I did a lecture in Atlanta, and I mentioned that Farrakhan was sick, and then 3 days later they announced it on news. Now, it wasn't so much of a psychic thing happening. It's just that some brothers called from Savior's Day and said my man was looking mighty bad up in Savior's Day, like he was about dead. But this is the key why we should never, ever sell out. Because something happened on last Wednesday. When the Village Voice broke this thing, and it went all across the country, the crackers down on talk radio in Atlanta had a field that it was calling all in, just rejoicing and talking about that old white magic. Just all types of stuff about his ass and his asshole and Farrakhan this and this type of thing. And I mean, these people literally let him have it. And I say, it's interesting. And this nigga sold the fuck out the last couple of years. That's apparent. Trying to get on the good side of these crackers. And these white people don't know nothing about no good side, because when you cross them, they are not like us. They don't never forgive you. That's one thing that's never going to actually happen, is they will never, ever forgive you. So now he's all up there, all up in their face, and will talk to the white man, but won't talk to Colin. You see, won't speak to Colin for 5 minutes when they pass by each other in the actual in the airport. He won't even speak to him. But he'll go all up and sit all up on C-SPAN and talk to all these particular people. My point is this here. all up with Edgar Brockman, the Seagrams, Jen Person, and all this type of stuff. My point is, he did all that trying to appease them the last couple of years. And soon as they heard about him and his doggone prostate cancer, them crackers was on TV talking. I mean, they were just literally having a field day on radio, talk radio, across the country, making jokes. So it's interesting that he had to go out that way. That's hindsight as a mother, because he, just all up in them cracker space the last couple of years, all on C-SPAN, done let doggone College have it. Done took all the ministers from their posts and stuff and threw them out the street, Conrad and all that type of thing, And a whole bunch of stuff went down and all, and he turned just whiter than ever, and he turned more Christian than Joseph Lowry. Joseph Lowry was up on the TV down in Atlanta sounding like Malcolm X, and Farrakhan sitting right beside him sounding like Martin Luther King. But my point is, I can't say that. He was sounding something like Jerry Falwell. But my point is all that trying to appease them white people, and them white people turned right around that Wednesday when they announced about the prostate cancer, and man, they had a ball on this Negro's behind. So you would think that they're talking about all this loving and, we all got to get together and all this kind of thing. Them white people don't never forgive you. Never, ever. We don't want people forgive some people like the George Wallace shit. You know what I'm saying? Them white people don't forgive you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they literally had a field day on this whole thing. But yet, one of the keys is that he stepped to college before he shut college down. The reason there's a whole other side to it. Well, I'll tell the side to it and all, but the simple fact is, this is the inside thing on what happened. The whole King's College incident, where he publicly went in there and chastised this man on national TV. First of all, that's a low blow for black people around the country. Around the world, for you to get up there and apologize to the doggone Jews. You know what I'm saying? You see, based on something College said that you hadn't, let's put it this way, College didn't say nothing that you hadn't said millions of times. But my point was, the whole King's College thing was the second part. Literally what happened was, if he stepped to College and told College that you cannot call a white man the devil no more. And as a result, he said, you can't call a white man the devil no more. You can call him the enemy, the oppressor, all that old shit. The goddamn Native Americans say that stuff and all, but you can't call him the devil no more. So, College said he tried it for a couple of weeks and it just wasn't flowing. Hell, we talking College here. So, basically, in so many words, my point is literally, and then I just got a video where he was talking about College called a white man cracker. I don't really like that word. Now, how many times you done heard Farrakhan call the damn white man cracker before? You know what I'm saying? But my point is, soon as he came down with this doggone, this thing cleared up again, man, these white people had a field day on it. So it pays not to sell out under no circumstance. You see what I'm saying? It's not like they're going to come in your corner, and they let him know that Wednesday. I mean, you should have suffered. I even felt sad for the man. You see what I'm saying? But then again, on the other hand, you got to understand, anybody, holy people don't come down with nothing. So he said that somebody poisoned him. But then again, on the other hand, if he was hooked up, they couldn't have poisoned him. You see what I'm saying? So, it's this chicken's coming home to roost. You see what I'm saying? That whole thing. Now, my point is this here, to get into this particular thing, you got two factions that's going down. One faction is that, based on the boss people said, based on the Wall Street Journal article, was that Ben Chambers would take over. Well, first of all, you don't get on Wall Street Journal now unless you accept it by the mainstream or by the elite people. But number two, he embraced Wallace, the one who tore up the Nation of Islam when they had Savior's Day. Wallace came to his aid. So now Farrakhan was not on the up and up as far as saying, I'm a Jerry Falwell, a Jimmy Swaggart type of person. Wallace wouldn't have been there because he's straight up CIA, you see. So for the mere fact that Wallace came to his aid for this last Savior's Day, that means that this whole thing, you see, that basically you just talking about sellout central. And it's just sad that way, but then again, on the other hand, you see the flip side of that. You see what I'm saying? Homeboy has got one foot in the grave, and I don't think he's going to recover from this one. If it is, it's somebody putting a robot up to a machine, because the spirit realm ain't damn sure ain't gonna help it. You see what I'm saying? So that's something to just look into. So let's portalizations to get everything flowing, and as we do that, like I said, I got my notes, and we literally in a beautiful time when you see this doggone white boy going bomb 2 or 3 people in the Stone Ages within 2 or 3 months from each other. You see what I'm saying? But then again, mind control is the number one key. The key is mind control. The number one key to everything is mind control. That's what you get. You got any more of these?
I can get some more.
Yeah. So you need to get a copy of this. But there's a new one out. It's only a brother ordered off the internet. It's real thick with real technical one. But basically, the number one key to mind control, the first thing to mind control is, if you can distract the people, you can leave their subconscious mind wide open to do whatever the hell you want with it. So therefore, there's a lot of distraction going on. But then again, on the other hand, there's a big ritual, and I'm going to walk you through this on some things that happened right before Christmas, and also to get into this particular thing. So you know the drill. You know the drill based on giving the God's dead. Okay. Awad, I say Obad, I say Ibad, I say Sut Nessi, I say Sut Nubit, I say Bashar Sheku, I say Cthulhu, I say Hathor, I say Shubnigarah, I say Azathu, I say Azazel, I say Aniel, I say Nilahotep, I say Dagon, I say Dogon, I say Great Old Ones, I say Great Ones, I say Sut Nessi, I say Sut Nubit, I say Patanet Unra, I say Parsefi, I say Thunderdog, I say Thunder Bear, I say Taxi, I say Chayit, I say Oshosi, I say Olakum, I say Olaroon, I say Papagade, I say Newt, I say Apit, I say Tyre, I say Enana, I say Ishtar, I say Hera, I say Typhon, I say Ain, I say Ain Sada Uda, I say Ain Sada, I say Soph, I say Sophia, I say Keva, I say Shakma, I say Bina, I say Chesed, I say Geberah, I say Kibber, I say Naksat, I say Had, I say Yased, I say Osea, I say Tahudi, I say Mayat, I say Minibus, I say Sut, I say Amin-Ra, I say Heheru, I say Anpu, I say Aset, I say Nebher, I say Sekmet, I say Seshet, I say Hamaku, I say Raheru Tahudi, I say Raheru Rahar, I say Papaprat, I say Parsefi, I say Satis, I say Tathanan, I say Upwaret, I say Anu, I say just pour the water in here, and then what we're going to do is just keep calling them. Brahma, I say Vishnu, I say Brahmini, I say Ramachandra, I say Sita, I say Hanuman, I say Indrasuda, I say Sita, I say Hanuman, I say Lakshmi, I say Jinsiya, I say Dambawalawedo, I say Marasha, I say Bridget, I say Edamburgi, I say Ogufarelli, I say Ogushengo, I say Azulu, I say Azuli, I say Legba, I say Zaka, I say Edowedo, I say Ishu, I say Alapi, I say Obatala, I say Odudawa, I say Aruna, I say Ogun, I say Oshengo, I say Oshun, I say Legba, I say Yeminja, I say Risha Oku, I say Hard Sefi, I say Oya, I say Omitutu, Anitutu, I say Ilitutu, Kosika, I say Kosi Orun, I say Kosi Ofo, I say Kosi Intana, I say Kosi Papa, I say Akababawaya, I say Mojo Olapi, I say Mojo Orisha, I say Mojo Itu, I say Mojo Itu, I say Nilo Mare Ormare Irun, I say Nikamate Obobo, I say Babalase Obobo Ilasa, I say Nikamati, I say Ka, I say Amin-Ra, I say Ba, I say Ab, I say Ku, I say Sahu, I say Captain, I say Cat, I say Sekim, I say Oset, I say Sut, I say Ama, I say Niama, I say Ba, I say Na, I say, keep on hollering a little loud, I say Amanomo, I say Yugaru, I say Kuntu, I say Vegetarian Station, I say Uzumu, I say Buzimu, I say Muzimu, I say Kamara, I say Kinku, I say Mabarandi, I say Marimbo. I say Marimki. I say Mujimu. I say Bodo. I say Da. I say Seldo. I say Fa. I say Yi. I say Si. I say Mawa. I say Lisa. I say Lekba. I say Akanapon. I say Afra. I say Sakma. I say Sakma. I say Maramko. I say Sakma. I say Akanapon. I say Kimi. I say Sakma. I say, let's see, okay. So we're going to all gods known and unknown. Okay, so the Hemmitt family, Shaw family, Davis family, 1, 2, 3. That's my family members. Start calling out your family members. 1, 2, 3. Ashe, 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 Ashe. To all gods known and unknown. Ashe. To all ancestors known and unknown. Ashe. All right. Okay, let's get into couple of things right now. You know, it's interesting, but I was talking about the whole Duke Ellington thing all in 97. Are you going to pour it out now?
Yeah, sure.
No, you might just let it rain and all. You gotta, don't pour it out too much, like give them a taste and all. You know, they might come and burn down your house. You know. So as you know, I was talking about Duke Ellington all of 97. And as a result, you know, they got all these particular celebrations that's going on based on his 100-year anniversary on April 29th and all. So it's just interesting how certain things line up. And like I said, you know, I mentioned to get the Great Paris concert. And basically, you never really get on top of him and all, because it's like there's only one person in the world that's got his whole collection, and that's some guy over in Egypt. Because he made just that many tunes, and then he made so much information, he wrote so much songs until a lot of them never got recorded in his lifetime, but we're talking about literally thousands that did get recorded. So therefore, any of the stuff is actually good. Because we're talking about a person that recorded music from like the mid-20s, 1925 or 26, all the way to 1974. You see what I'm saying? And literally wrote every day of his life. So so you can just jump in there wherever you might see fit to jump in there and get some of this particular stuff. Also, I want to also say now is, because we deal with the Mumia thing, but in actuality, I'm telling you, one of the greatest political prisoners now that has happened within the last in the last 9 years has been the lockdown of Yahweh ben Yahweh. Now, despite whatever the deal is, because we all got different factions of what we believe in or whatever the deal is, my point is, how is it that here's a man that go to jail for, first of all, something that he didn't do. That's the first thing. He never killed anybody. Number two, let's say even if he did kill somebody, majority of people who kill somebody has been out years. You understand what I'm saying? Compared to a man who's being locked up who didn't kill anybody. You see what I'm saying? You got people that literally murder people cold-bloodedly and yet do about a year or two. You understand? And here's a man that didn't kill anybody and still in jail. So my point is, this is a blatant, this is literally a blatant display of a political prisoner if we ever had one. A person that literally goes to jail for something that he didn't do. You understand what I'm saying? And remain in there, and you know what I'm saying? For no reason at all. You see. But then again, on the other hand, they can do that to us because we don't burn down the damn country. You see what I'm saying? We don't burn down the doggone country. So, this is, but this is just a reminder, because when I really thought about it, man, you're really talking about enough is enough. You see what I'm saying? You know. So they put out the movie, Enemy of the State. And they literally gave you the black guy, Will Smith. But for the mere fact that they would put out a movie called Enemy of the State and put a black man as the actual person that they're talking about, they're literally telling you that you are the enemy of the state. This is the way they literally tell you. This is the code word for most people that understand what's going on. As well as the movie literally telling you all the stuff that was actually going down. How many people saw the movie?
Good movie.
Literally telling you all the stuff that's going down. And basically, this guy literally was a lawyer, and the next day, like his wife told him, he ended up with nothing. You see. So basically, you're gonna have to literally start checking out these movies, not for the simple fact based on entertainment, because that's where they're putting it all now. their new mythology. This is their new way of literally explaining to the world on what's actually going down. You see what I'm saying? So that's very interesting. That's very interesting that they would have this particular movie, Enemy of the State. You see what I'm saying? And literally would literally give you this particular put a black man up there and telling you what time it is. You see. So this is very key that you understand this particular time. Now, remember I told you about the coffee ritual. You're going to recap on some things about the coffee ritual. People messing with you. You put the coffee in the brown bottle. You probably heard me talk about that before. Get your brown bottle, put some liquid coffee in the brown beer bottle or whatever, root beer bottle, and write the person's name on a brown piece of paper bag and put that name in the coffee bottle, and that person won't mess with you no more. Well, if that person just so happened to be black, it probably won't mess with you. But what happened was it was interesting because I was up in Milwaukee speaking. I went up to Milwaukee in January and was speaking up there. And it was a young brother, like in his early 20s, like 21. And this brother said, he had this old cracker boss fucking with him. And he said he put that name in the brown bottle, and the next day that cracker had a heart attack. You see. So I'm just telling you, this is some stuff that actually worked. One guy had some guy messing with him, and he just went in and made up his own ritual. Because remember now, the most powerful ritual is the one that you make up yourself, because that's your own higher self telling you what time it is. And you just thinking it's your own thoughts, but in actuality, if you couldn't conceive it, if it wasn't coming from some higher source, mainly your inner self. So this other guy made up this ritual, and just made up one. Just went in and made up one because there was some cracker messing with him, and his cracker came down with multiple cancer, which means he had cancer spread throughout the whole body. And basically what it did, it didn't literally invent no cancer or put the cancer on him. It's just that the cracker had cancer. It just speeded up the process. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, I know that's quite hard for some of you people, but then again, on the other hand, we talk about spiritual warfare, so therefore, this is some things that you need to be doing, and basically that doesn't necessarily mean that you can just use these. You can make up your own stuff. And on the other hand, this also needs to happen for some of these niggas out here too. Because I got some other information I'm going to get into tonight and all, and basically I never really said anything. I have been knowing about this since 95, but I didn't really say too much about it until I wanted to find some documentation on it. And I got the documentation in this type book I put up and all, based on some stuff. And I'll get back into that also too. Based on, it's something that Dr. York said years ago, but then again, you can't never really take anything that he says. It's a simple fact that he don't never tell you where he get shit from. He got out 1,000 books and ain't got nobody else's name on them but his, and don't never tell you where he get nothing from. You see what I'm saying? So you know, but he did put out something called the Black Devils, and he was alluding to something. You see what I'm saying? It's just that he could have literally, it could have been worth something if he literally could have explained his sources. So therefore, you can't really take anything he says as gospel or really. Because the simple fact that he never tells you, because he wants people to believe that he's the author of all knowledge. But on the other hand, this particular information here, and it makes a lot of sense too, based on some black people that just won't do right. And we used to doggone say that it was based on black inferiority, slave mentality. But then again, on the other hand, these people can think in a certain way to get anything they want done. They can get it done. It's just when it comes to black people, they lose it. So that's some bullshit. You literally got an evil aspect that's going on, and we're going to get into that particular part too, based on some stuff called counterfeit spirits. But based on the timeline when these so-called counterfeit spirits, I misconstrued them as white people at first. But based on the timeline when the so-called counterfeit spirits, now this is a whole other thing based on other than the mutant white person, and some stuff coming out of narcissism. The timeline when these counterfeit spirits was created was long before white people even got on the planet. So who the hell were they talking about? They were talking about a doggone messed up strand of black people. You see what I'm saying? That basically has been plaguing you all your life also too. And it's been a doggone confusion because we look and we say, well, we can't really say that about black people, But then again, over and over and over again, this shit is happening. Now another thing too, and I must go ahead and just break, just bust this thing wide open, because It's time out for bullshit. So we ain't doggone holding nobody's hand. So I got it. So we were in solidarity with our brothers and sisters from the continent because we were all trying to get back into and relink to some Afrocentric and African-centered type of consciousness. But this is hindsight is doggone 2020. Now this is what? 10, 13 years after the so-called inception of the Afrocentric world, and we come to find out that the least motherfucker that wanted to do anything as far as us finding ourselves, tracing ourselves back to Africa and in unison with them, the least person that wanted anything to do with that is the doggone African. Now let's, well, fuck the dumb shit. We just got to tell it the way it is. Because there's a new conspiracy out, and the new conspiracy now is that the new Korean, the new Jew, the new Italian is the damn African. That's the new man on the list. And even if the African don't understand, he must understand that there's always a global conspiracy to doggone divide us. And he's falling from the shit lock, stock, and barrel to the point where as these doggone Africans now is talking shit to you and treating you with a heavy hand, you see what I'm saying, with no respect whatsoever. We were just in the cab coming with us, I didn't want to take these books. I could have walked up here. We said, hey, give the man $5 and take us and all. And I got the street wrong. This motherfucker damn near want to tear off my head. You see what I'm saying? And I know they don't do that shit to crackers. You see what I'm saying? But when it comes to us, there's no respect. But what it is there's something greater, a greater conspiracy other than just the Africans don't like us. This white boy understands the science, and now what he's getting ready to do is the new Korean that plagued your community is going to be the African. It's already happened. You see what I'm saying? All over. You see, and that's just the way it is. Now, I mean, fuck the dumb shit. You see what I'm saying? Well, you wrong. We need to get together. No, damn that. These motherfuckers don't like us. You see what I'm saying? So I'm the one to put the shit out there. Damn them. You see what I'm saying? Because it's time out now. The damn African clothes done went out of style. You see what I'm saying? You done went from the kufi back to the baseball cap, so ain't no sense in goddamn front. These people don't mean you nothing. And it's not a matter of based on all the Africans, but I'm trying to tell you, based on this elite nigga that's coming over here. You see what I'm saying? It's coming over here. It's a global conspiracy to separate us. Now, it's interesting, because every now and then, because you've always heard the story about how the Africans, every now and then you meet one and they tell you what the white boy is doing over there to pit us against each other. So it's a beautiful thing. About 2 months ago, I'm outside Starbucks coffee. This particular Ethiopian brother, he comes over. He's a young brother in his early 20s, but he's a hip-hopper. So he done got into the hip-hop culture. See, the hip-hop culture is like a vampire. It's sucking everybody in. Chinese, Japanese, fucking Irish. Everybody is getting sucked in. The hip-hop culture takes no fucking prisoners. This shit, you say what you like about it, this thing, man, has got everybody under a spell. So this brother is a hip-hopper. So by him being a hip-hopper, he decides, and so by him being a hip-hopper, that means he has to come and he has to join with a whole lot of brothers and sisters over here. So he find out, hey, these brothers and sisters are nothing like the brothers and sisters that we were taught, these lazy, shiftless, stupid niggas. You see what I'm saying? Because he's not going from beyond just being a person that goes to school with you and meet you in the street. He's a part of the doggone culture. So he decides he's going to do about face, and he's going to just literally break it down. And so I was talking to this guy, and he said, listen, man, this is the damn deal. When we young people, and you probably heard this before, but it's always good to hear it again. He said, when we are young, the white man come over there and he tell us all this shit about how fucked up you are. And literally, they go through a propaganda program all of their lives on how messed up the Africans in America is. And he said, y'all, they say you dangerous, you this, you savage, and all this. You see what I'm saying? Now, this is the point on what I'm trying to make. He's not the only African that came over here and realized that was some bullshit. And yet, out of all the thousands of Africans, you mean to tell me we can't get one, every now and then one breaks silence and tell you the real deal on what these crackers have set up? You see what I'm saying? So that means in actuality they fuck them too, because they know some science on this, because this guy said all of Ethiopia learns this shit. And that's all of Nigeria, all of Kenya, all of Ghana, and all that type of stuff. But look at my man Rollins. Did this motherfucker come over and say, somebody asked him, do we have dual citizenship? Well, they had that since Kwame Nkrumah. And he said, yeah, that means when you come over, we can lock your ass up and you can't have, that diplomatic immunity and stuff. Now, what kind of shit is that to say to us? You see what I'm saying? So my point is that the image of black people in America is literally degenerated all on the doggone planet. You see what I'm saying? And these Africans done got out of hand with this shit. We got to call them on the shit. I mean, this thing is ridiculous out here. You see what I'm saying? You get in a damn cab and you got to go through. I don't know if you experienced this shit. These motherfuckers talk cash shit. You see? So this brother, and I said, well, damn. I said, well, and so my girl asked him, where you from? He said, Guinea. I said, wait a minute. Oh, so this is a whole continent shit. Oh, you're not a Nigerian thing. You're from fucking Guinea. Where the hell you come from? Treating us with a heavy hand. But then again, this is a global conspiracy, and they putting them into the jobs now, all over the place. This is the way it is. You see what I'm saying? They got us obsolete now. So in Atlanta, they only hiring Hispanics and Ethiopians. You see. Now, I'm not trying to break no unity, but then again, you ain't got no motherfucking solidarity with them bitches. Fuck the dumb shit. Them motherfuckers don't like you. We need to just say 1 + 1 = 2. Not no utopian 45 and no bullshit. You see where I'm coming from? This is just the way it is, and I'm sorry to say it. I know that you're saying this is wrong, but then again, we got to speak the damn truth, because we're not necessarily attacking the Africans. We're looking at the bigger picture on how this white boy is using this shit. So now they the cab drivers all in doggone Atlanta. They are the doggone. They are not only that. They are the workforce. You see what I'm saying? And so therefore the black man over here is obsolete, which we'll get into in a few minutes. But this is very key that you understand at this particular time. You know what I'm saying? Now, 2 weeks ago, the white boy stepped to Michael Jordan and asked him to donate his organs. You see what I'm saying? Asked him to donate his organs and stuff, which is very key, because now, right before Christmas, every now and then you speak on some stuff, and somebody will come up with some stuff that's innocent and will tell you something. Right before Christmas, there's a brother named Rent that used to teach, to go to this meditation class with me back in '93 with the brother C. Freeman L. He was one of the students. So I met Rent, the brother named Rent. This was right after Christmas. I think in January. It's either late December or January, 1st of January. And he said, I had a cousin that died, this sister that died. She was kind of young. She was like somewhere in her 30s. He said, I had a cousin that died. He said, and so she was at the morgue and we were all over at the house. He said, and the morgue called because she had donated her organs. So they called the husband to find out, to get all that straight. And the morgue said, oh, by the way, are you interested in selling her skin? You see, selling her skin.
Burn people or?
No, hell no. Burn my ass. Burn motherfucker just straight up fucked up. They ain't giving away no good melanated skin on no burn up motherfucker. He just be an elephant man. No. This is a worldwide commodity, and now what's happening now is all of the shit, all of your health food products, it's got the melanin added to it as a superconductor. All of that stuff. That's why these white people is flocking to these health food stores, because it's got this melanin added to it. Remember I told you about the Viagra was made out of melanin? Now it's interesting because I was in Chicago, and a brother, I told him about the Viagra made out of melanin. He says it's interesting because he had gotten some stuff off the internet where they got a new strain of Viagra that's more potent than the other one, and it's called Melanin 1. You see. So we're talking about this brother's actually bearing witness to what I'm saying. There's things that's coming out now. I want to show you this. It's bearing witness to what I was saying before. Now, this is off of the internet, Melanin Plus. But this particular Melanin Plus has this particular symbol that you've seen all your life, which means registered or a trademark. Anytime you got a damn this on your shit, this means your shit is patented. Now, this is what it says, Melanin Plus. It has the big R right here for registered or TM trademark, which means that the shit is patented. And this is what it says. We have patented the world's first cosmetic production, cosmetic product, to incorporate melanin as the body's natural defense system against the sun's ultraviolet rays. So there you have it, right on the fucking internet. Melanin Plus. Now, some brothers say that this is some black products. But then again, I don't necessarily know, because he might be misconstruing it with it. Remember the melanin? They had a little melanin thing, some little, like a herb they took back in the early 90s. It kind of went out. It was like Melanin 2000 or something. You know, but either way, for the mere fact, even if it's a black person, to get something patented, melanin. You see what I'm saying? Now, then we come to find out on the internet there's another white boy that's got another shit that's patented, another form of melanin. Not only the melanin plus melanin 1, which is the new sex Viagra, but this other white boy got this other food supplement patented based on melanin. You see, so therefore we're talking about a hot commodity, and literally what we're dealing with here, anytime you see this on the internet, you see, literally this stuff has done come, this is literally shit done hit the fan. You got it in black and white on what's actually going down. So anyways, they wanted to buy her skin. You see. So they take that skin. Now so that also goes to tell you, and it goes to bear witness when we talked about before the last 2 years based on these funeral homes being bought up by white people. Then you understand that it's based on this particular this melanin production. But then again, on the other hand, we're saying that in actuality, who's to say that most people go in the ground not all carved up? Because in so many words, what they do is they literally they leave the hands and probably the neck, and they strip the rest of the body and put it in clothes. Then they literally go up into the brain cavities and suck out all of the pineal, pituitary, and cerebellum and all that type of stuff. So literally, they literally strip a motherfucker down like a car. You see what I'm saying? And just like a hog don't throw out nothing. You see what I'm saying? So this is what's actually going down right now, and it's very interesting that actually happened. So when they came and stepped to Michael Jordan and asked for him to donate the organs and stuff like that, apparently he turned them down the first time because if he was to say yes, and he'd probably be dead in 2 weeks, and lightning strike his ass on the golf courses and shit like that. Because he's a pathetic clown too. Because what you don't understand is, you don't understand global conspiracy. Or not you. I'm not talking about you as a group of conscious people. But my point is that anytime you got one of the greatest basketball players and one of the richest black men in the country on TV talking to fucking Tweety Bird, because you Tweety Bird and Larry Bird, you don't understand. That's a global conspiracy. Motherfucker talking to cartoon characters. Yeah, the white man can talk to cartoon characters, but his image is not destroyed. You see what I'm saying? But there's always something fucked up with us. You see, you Tweety Bird and Larry Bird. Bullshit, you can't even say Tweety Bird and Larry Bird. He sound like the goddamn cartoon characters. But you don't understand the underlying message on why they even got him doing this shit. If this man is supposed to be the Superman of the 90s, and you see him doing that kind of shit, they still saying, look, motherfucker's still subhuman. Talking to cartoon characters. You see what I'm saying? Everything is done a certain way. There's a movie out called In the Company of Men. Go rent it at Blockbuster. And it's just talking about how these white men, they go and get these white women and turn them all out. They turned this girl out. She was deaf. And they turned her ass out. But anyway, they just conquer. And these are white businessmen. So they got a black guy working for the company and all, and the guy called him in and said, you know, we just want to know whether you qualify for the job. And the black guy said, I'm qualified, yeah. Ask John or something. He said, it's ask, not ax. First of all, correcting this motherfucker English in 1999 in a movie. He said, well, I'm just telling you, you want the major job. I just want to know if you got the balls for it. He said, well, I got the balls for it, the black guy said. He said, in that case, then let me see your balls. The black guy said, well, he said, you say you got the balls for it. You want this position. Let me see your balls. And this black guy literally unzipped his pants and pulled down his pants to show this white boy his balls. You see what I'm saying? In a movie that's going around the fucking world. You see, so in actuality, there's an all-out attack on the image of black people everywhere. Then you understand why Whoopi gets to host the fucking Emmys, the Grammy Award, the Oscar Award, three times in a row. And this bitch get on there and act like step-infested grandmama. But yet you don't understand, oh, that's just comedy. No, it's not comedy. Everybody else, this is the white man's elite night. Even Chris Rock came on there and said, this is the white people's Million Man March. These motherfuckers up in there in they best gowns. They got people bidding on who gonna doggone create the gowns and the fashion for these people. This is these people serious shit. They don't get no higher other than the Super Bowl than the damn Oscars. That's the white man's serious ritual. So for her to get up there and act like a damn fool, you saying it's just jokes. No, this shit is greater than that. Because everybody around the world is watching this shit. You see what I'm saying? And so now we understand, based on Hollywood, go back and get the movie Running Man. When my man, what's the guy? Not SWAT, the guy that was the game show host, Richard Dawson said, get me the department, what did he say? He said, get me he said, get me the United States Government Entertainment Division. You got to understand that Hollywood is an elite secret society and a government vessel. So before Vane Raines could play Don King and can play the hero in Rosewood, he has to get fucked up the ass in Pulp Fiction. See? Before Will Smith can play all the stuff he does, he has to get fucked up the ass in 6 Degrees of Separation. Before Chris Tucker can play all his shit and be with Jackie Chan, he has to wear the dress in Fifth Element. You see what I'm saying? Wesley got to wear the dress. That's initiation. You see, the only person that truly, he kissed a little white girl the other day and black women lost their mind. But the only person truly really ain't sold out that much is Denzel. But see, what Denzel does, he plays it smart. Denzel will come in, he might do one movie a year and that motherfucker disappear. You don't see him at no parties. You don't see him grinning in no motherfucker face. You know what I'm saying? He disappears. And he go back to the Scarface. Don't never get too big. Remember the first little man? The guy in, the first guy that Al Pacino worked for, he said, I don't want to get too big. You see what I'm saying? Because you owe too many people. They go back and get Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, when they went to Benny D. Williams, and they say, why the Empire ain't taking you over yet? He said, well, we're a small mining colony. And we don't get, basically in so many words, we don't get so big till the Empire really don't see nothing valuable about us to take us over. See what I'm saying? That's basic art of war, Sun Tzu's art of war. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore, but then again, on the other hand, every last one of these people you see there, that Hollywood is giving you is doing some fucked up shit. Very key that you understand this particular stuff that's actually going on. Now, serious things is, you know, they're bringing, this cracker done got to the point where he bringing cloning to TV every night on ABC. They got a stuff called Strange World. And it's all about cloning. You see what I'm saying? So they're bringing this stuff to TV every night. Even on General Hospital. The soap opera, they had cloning on that shit, and they had another human that was cloned walking around there and shit, doubles. Now this shit done gone to the soap opera. There's some serious stuff going down. You see what I'm saying? Now, we deal with the hard copy first. What's going on out here? Now, here it is, fucking Eddie Murphy and them got a movie coming out called Life. First of all, number one, they got to realize, making fun ain't nothing light about black people doing life in prison in 1930, chain gang. They got a lot of motherfuckers that died on that shit. You see what I'm saying? For stealing a candy bar or sneezing when a white woman walked by and got life. For the mere fact they got them on there doing that shit. You see? But my point is how much money you make that you even got to even deal with a prison movie. You see? But then again, on the other hand, whether even if it's comedy, even if it's 1930, the key is black people are synonymous with prison and crime. Very key that you understand that. Now let me explain some stuff on what's going down here, so you can understand what's really going down. Some things that happened recently. In November, they had an election in Georgia. Now this is the new shit that's going on. They had some old white, some nigga they got. They always got to get some black man, because if a white person say this, they go, oh man, this is blatantly racist. So they got this black guy running for lieutenant, secretary, or whatever little fucked up positions and stuff. And he says, he's the incumbent, so that means he's running again. He says, look, if I get back in this time, I promise you that I'm going to end parole in Georgia. Okay? So even white people go, well, that shit is too rational, man. Hell, my little white boy can be driving around with a couple of beers and he can get caught up in some bullshit, and get 10 years. At least, hell, I can get him out in 1 or 2 or 6